Hello and welcome our dear viewers to a special edition and special coverage on Nile TV International. I am Motaz. As we know, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli on Friday met officials of AngloGold Ashanti ahead of his participation in the Group of 20 summit. In the meeting, the Prime Minister expressed keen interest in boosting bilateral cooperation with the global gold mining company in light of the latter contribution in investments in Al Sukari gold mine. And to shed more light on this issue, I'm honored to be joined over the phone by Ambassador Motaz Ahmadeen, former permanent representative of Egypt to the United Nations in New York. Good afternoon, Mr. Ambassador.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Taha.
Thank you so much for joining us on Nile TV International. And as we know, Mr. Ambassador, that Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli on Friday met officials of AngloGold Ashanti ahead of his participation in the Group of 20 summit, of course, on behalf of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. I would like, Mr. Ambassador, to know more from you about the significance of that summit.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
The G20 is a very important intergovernmental group of countries that is focusing specifically on global economic issues like financial stability, global trade, sustainable development, climate change, and other important issues. And let me tell you a story in this regard. When it was formed in the late 90s, Egypt was invited to join, but unfortunately, President Mubarak declined the invitation, and we did not become members of the G20. But nevertheless, in many summits, Egypt was invited as a special guest from the presidency of the summit, as happened this year with South Africa. It happened as well in the summit that took place in India the year before last year, in Brazil as well last year, in Indonesia, in Italy, when it was held in L'Aquila in 2009, when I had the chance to attend that summit as well. But here, every presidency has a theme for the summit. Because the group does not have a formal secretariat, but the country in charge of the presidency determines the agenda in consultation with other countries. This year's summit has as the main theme solidarity, equality, and sustainability, which reflects the importance of sustainable development as a global challenge. As we are approaching 2030, and many of the sustainable development agenda goals have not been met and are not on the way to being met, actually. Also, there are many other challenges regarding the hegemony of Western economies, and especially the United States, which is adopting the theme or the logo of America First, and undermining multilateralism and multilateral organizations, both at the political and economic level. And this has been reflected, as you may know, by the boycott by the United States of this summit, which we can talk about later if you wish to expand on this point.
Well, also, Mr. Ambassador, how do you see the significance of this summit in enhancing trade, investment, and industry, and also sustainable development here in Egypt?
These are the most important countries at the global level with regard to economic issues. I think they produce around more than 80% of the global production, national GDP. They have more than 70% of the global population, and they have, with the EU and the African Union, which are represented as multilateral regional organizations within the G20, more than 80% of the land of the planet. So the consultations between them are essential in order to determine the global agenda and confront the multilateral crisis and the many crises that are facing the world. One of the most important crises is the debt crisis. Another important crisis is climate change, which is witnessing a summit in Brazil that until now, as far as I follow, has not reached agreement on how to proceed in order to reduce global emissions and help developing countries to adapt to the negative effects of climate change. These 20 countries as well, in addition to the World Bank, the IMF, and the regional organizations that are represented in the summits, do discuss global policies of investment, of interest rates, how do we repay debt, how do we cooperate with countries that are not cooperating with the international system politically, like it provides a venue or a forum for Russia that has been expelled from the G7 to present their views there. So I cannot give, a definition of how important this summit is, because it is really important, and the issues are many. The only inconvenience here is that the G20 does not have a secretariat, as I have mentioned before, and does not have the power of enforcing whatever has been agreed to. But again, nevertheless, the discussion of policies, the drawing of the map ahead is important to give guidance to the global economies, to the economy, to the markets, and to different countries in order to try to navigate between these difficult crises.
Well, also, Mr. Ambassador, how do you see or how do you read the absence of U.S. President Donald Trump from this summit?
I think the absence of the United States subtracts from the United States more than the summit, because this is a grouping that has all major countries at the multilateral scene, and if a country chooses not to attend, it misses the opportunity to be a part of the discussion and to shape the outcome of the discussions. Of course, the United States has the biggest economy of the planet, and it is the one pole of a unipolar international system. But again, the policies of the current United States administration looks with disdain to the United Nations and to multilateral organizations, and focuses more on the United States and internal issues within the United States. In my opinion, this does not help the United States in establishing its hegemony in the world, and even provide an opportunity for whoever wants to challenge this hegemony and be introduced as a new global power that will co-chair the global system. It gives them an opportunity in order to assert their position and let other countries compare between their collaboration with the international system compared to the United States that is not cooperating and is creating multiple crises around the world.
Well, Ambassador Motaz Ahmadeen, former permanent representative of Egypt to the United Nations in New York, thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador, for your insights. And dear viewers, by that we come to the end of this coverage on the 20 summit, but stay tuned. Right after the short break, we will also continue our coverage on the 2025, the second phase of the 2025 parliamentary elections. So stay tuned and don't go away.